So this 8-footer that runs front to back here, I've decided to go with a little change of plans on that. I want a little bit of an overhang here because we're going to have chicken wire up around the top. I want an overhang to keep rain from blowing in there at least as much as it would if it did not have an overhang. So we're taking this 8-footer down. We're going to slap a 10-footer up there. All right. We've got both of our headers here replaced with 10-footers. Got rid of the old 8-footers. Now we got to get our roof joist strung across here. And then at some point, we'll see about recycling this tin. I'm hoping that I don't have to buy new tin, because new tin will cost you anywhere between 35 and 60 bucks a sheet. And I calculated we're going to need about 5 sheets right there. I don't really want to spend a couple hundred, 300 bucks on new roofing. So we're going to try and repurpose some old barn tin. It's got a bunch of nail holes in it, and based on other people that have built similar structures, they say that having holes in the roof creates a big old mess inside, especially in your nesting boxes. Obviously we don't want that. So we're going to see if we can somehow spruce up these old ones, maybe put some patching on it, and maybe try some of that as seen on TV spray seal, whatever, flexi something another. Spray that on there and see if we can patch it up. Who knows, it may work, it may not. I'd rather pay $5 a can and go through, 2, maybe 3 cans of that stuff than to spend 300 bucks on some roofing. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to get these joists strung up here, and then we'll take a look at roofing. Actually, before we take a look at roofing, we've got to do our chicken wire wrapped around, and then we're going to do another strip of the sheeting here. So we got to get that done first too. I want to get this as strong as I can and wrapped up as much as I can before I go climbing up on the roof on a portable structure. Y'all stay tuned. So I drive through one of the neighborhoods here in the area pretty regularly, and about 3 weeks ago I noticed this thing sitting out by the street next to the trash can. Now the trash people won't take this because it's a bulky item, and they have one of the lift trucks that just grabs the bucket, throws it in the back of the garbage truck, and put the bucket back down, and off they go. So they won't take this, and it's been sitting out there for about 3 weeks, and I drive by it and I look at it and I'm thinking, you know, what can I use that for? I hate for it to just go in the dump, and I couldn't figure anything out, and for a couple weeks I've just been driving by and driving by, looking at it, driving by and looking at it. And then yesterday on the way home I drive by and I look at it and the light bulb goes off. What do y'all see? See it now? Eggmobile nesting box. And it's good solid, a 1/2 inch ply. It's in pretty good shape. Come in, and then we'll put some vertical spacers in here as well to divide it into additional boxes, and that thing will go right in there in the Eggmobile, and then all we have to do is come in and grab us some eggs. Alright y'all, start of a new day here. When I say it's cold, it is cold. It is 22 degrees out, and this wind is blowing up to 23 miles an hour, I think is what it said. It's got a feels like of 16 degrees. It is cold. So I'm covered head to toe. I got my coveralls on. Of course I got pants and a shirt under that. I got my coveralls on, got my hoodie on, got a raincoat on, gloves. And I had to break out the hunting mask just to keep that cold wind from blistering my face up. We're going to work on this nesting box here. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to freeze this box together. I can't tell you what a game changer it is to have electricity out here. I was not able to run this before, and you saw how quickly I zipped through that compared to how long it would have taken me with a Sawzall, the same way that I did the cabin here. And it's just night and day. That just saved me probably 5 minutes per cut to cut this compared to before. I mean, it's a game changer out here. So in addition to finding this book cabinet or shelving unit on the side of the road, I also found this, and it was part of what looked like maybe a trellising system for a flower bed or a garden or something like that. It had a bunch of cross pieces, and it was all built like a lattice almost. And I was able to get it apart and salvage these couple of pieces here, which I think are going to be perfect for our bars here for the birds to jump up and get in the boxes. We're going to drill some holes in here and get it attached. If you're a chicken owner, you know about this. If you're not a chicken owner, let me explain to you what I've done here. So I took a 1x6, drilled holes in it, and put screws here in my perch bars, and it will allow the 1x6 to sit here during the day, and they can just come and go as they please. Now with chickens, they will poop where they sleep, and so you don't want them sleeping in the nesting boxes because they will inevitably mess up the nesting boxes. Then you have to clean it out, you get dirty eggs, and it's just not a pretty affair, right? So what I've done here is I've made this where it will sit, and by putting it here, you know, it just keeps this in place during the day so it doesn't get knocked off and maybe trap another bird below it in. And then in the evenings, you just come in here, lift it right off, and flip it up. And then they can't get in there and roost at night. That's iteration number 1 anyways. We'll try it and see if it works. It may need some improvement. I may have to put something up here to help hold it if they just knock it off, because it's, you know, it's just barely sitting up there. So right off the bat, I decided that there was a better way to do it. I initially had holes here, so I made the holes closer to the edge for 1, and 2, I went from the 1 5/8 screw to a 3 1/2 inch screw which, you know, will still hold it here, no different than a 1 5/8. However, the difference is the ability for it to stand up. Having a taller screw here reduces the likelihood that it's going to just flop over flat. I like that iteration better than iteration 1.0.